Say she want the farmer man. Yeah, man, I thought it's a representative. Me, I said check me up on the overall settings. This.
Yeah, you know it's your boy Jack Can, straight out of Canada, and overall setting.
Yo, this is the girl Joey Brooks, and I'll be on Overall Settings podcast.
I represent for Overall Podcast. You know, Overall Settings Podcast. See?
Actually, the queen get the president. I know I represent for Overall Settings that develop the resident.
I will be on Overall Settings.
And the Overall Settings Podcast.
People, you know it's the Overall Settings Podcast.
Overall Settings give thanks every day.
Overall Settings.
Overall Settings Podcast.
I will be live on Overall Settings.
Overall Settings.
Pow, 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 way home. Pow, 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 pow. Not because you're over there and I'm here, I'm with you. My heart, my soul, my love lies, you burn deep within, and my heart is with you, and my soul is with you, and the love we have goes on and on, yeah.
Now this is coming from us over air, lyricated to you over there, to let you know that we love you and we care. Skiddly diddly diddly do Bible day, physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this urban video. Physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this human Gideon. In a time like this, we have got to be strong like the mountains and blow like the breeze. Keep a steadfast meditation and keep your mind at ease. Forget about when they said nothing good would ever happen for me. 'Cause now you got me up, seated in the blood of my family tree.
Don't play it style again.
Alright. Silly of you to think that you could ever test overall. We will kill you.
Now this is coming from us over air, lyricated to you over there, to let you know that we love you and we care. Skiddly diddly diddly do Bible day, physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this urban video. Physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this human Gideon. In a time like this, we have got to be strong like the mountains and blow like the breeze. Keep a steadfast meditation and keep your mind at ease. Forget about when they said nothing good would ever happen for me. 'Cause now you got me up, seated in the blood of my family tree. Physically, spiritually, we are meant to be strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this human Gideon. Physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this human Gideon. My love, you are dealing, you know it's not yet. Just keep your shoulders to the wheel and don't concentrate. No matter get agitate, no matter get frustrated. Your blessing coming soon, never too early, we say never too late. Good things coming for those who wait. Don't jump the gun and we say don't mind the bait. Only meditation and keep the faith. Hey, physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive. In this home and Gideon, physically, spiritually, we are meant to be strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive. In this home and Gideon, yeah, I am one. Let me know you love me. Show me that you care. You always be around me. You always be there. Yeah, I am. Yeah, come on, somebody say. Yeah, I am. Come on. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Show me that you love me. Show me that you care. You always be around me. You always be there. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Everybody say yeah. Yeah, I am. Physically, spiritually, we are meant to be strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive. In this urban video, physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive. In this urban video, in a time like this, we have got to be strong, like the mountains, and blow like the breeze.
It's a steadfast meditation and keep your mind at ease.
Physically, spiritually, we are made to be strong. Yeah, brother.
Mad.
It have a buzz. It have a buzz. It have a buzz. It have a buzz. As you can see, you see backdrop though.
Yeah, man.
You see backdrop. You see backdrop because you don't know anything that normal. Today is not a normal day. I mean, not day upon overall settings is a normal day, really and truly, when you think about it.
No time at all.
You know what I say? But whenever we get the opportunity to pay homage to the icon them, you know what I mean, and actually, you know, get to correspond with the extension of the icon them, it's always an added incentive, if you know what I say. You know what I mean? And for the people them who not get it yet, if it gone over on head, just look over through head, you know, and you will understand who me I talk about, the legendary Toots, Ebert. Like, the man, I mean, there's so much that can be said about this man's contribution to this music industry. I mean, if not talk about like reggae per se, I talk about music overall.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no better contribution that an artist can give more outside of, you know, his God-given talent than when it becomes an extension. You know what I mean? With somebody who basically are going to keep the legacy intact. And, you know, if you guys were fortunate enough to witness the video where we just dropped a while ago, you know what I mean? That is the voice of our special guest tonight, Junior Toots, who I mean, I guess the name kind of speaks for itself. I mean, I don't know what else. Nobody not gonna just walk around and say, you know, them name Junior Toots. You know what I say? Unless it's just like a coincidence. You know what I mean? So it's the son of the legendary.
But just like you said, look on the background.
Yeah, man. It's the son of the legendary Toots. You know, rest in peace to the general. You know what I mean? I've had the opportunity to grace some stages with him, you know, when he came here to Philadelphia. You know what I mean? You know, our conglomerate, Gwen Jackson, you know what I mean, had the privilege of touring the world with him. You know what I say? So, I mean, we're going to talk about some things tonight, man. I mean, you know, the reason I'm not normal, you know what I mean? I apologize for the people that, you know, are you accustomed to us being here on time, but, you know, it's
sometime I say.
Yeah, it's the summer now, and there's a big show over at the Man Music Center. So when I was coming through the park, I wait for traffic and them thing there. You know what I say? But, you know, before we thump it off, you know, man, you don't know, we have to do like a station identification, you know what I mean?
before we bring on the artist. If you're up on the live right now, people, like, share, subscribe. Overall Settings, the podcast that differs, where we always highlight the icons.
Yesteryear.
The icons of yesteryear who chopped the bush for the current icons of today. But we stand firmly upon always presenting you with the diamonds in the rough. You know what I say? And tonight is no different as we welcome the offspring of royalty to the platform tonight. You know what I say? But what we say? Station identification.
Overall settings.
What we name again?
Overall settings.
Okay.
Here's some blessings, sanctiful us all, because thy holy face to shine upon us, thy children's children, the time I might be saved and redeemed.
Vice and courtesy, Junior Toots, Tingal.
You worthy, Jah, you worthy, Jah. You're worthy to be praised from this time forth and forever and always again. You worthy, Jah, you worthy, Jah.
Overall setting security.
Forever.
What we are there now? We are pull up a bad song. Yo, brother. Me say yo, me excited. You know me go on already, you know. Me have to kind of curb me enthusiasm more time, don't it? When I always tell me say I must curb me enthusiasm. But anyway, without further ado, Junior, Toots, alongside Marlon, Asha.
Here are some blessings, sanctiful us all, because thy holy face to shine upon us, thy children's children, the time I might be saved and redeemed. Jah, you worthy, Jah, you worthy, Jah. You're worthy to be praised from this time forth and forever and always again. You're worthy, Jah, you're worthy, Jah. You're worthy to be praised from this time forth and forever and always. Sometimes it's hard to get to until my feet can touch the ground. But Jah never fail me yet, him never let me down. Him always dust me off and say, yo, get back up in the ring and try to win a couple rounds. Wipe away your tears and I will wipe away your frowns. You got to do with son, cause there is struggles all around. So carry on my message to the here are some blessings, sanctiful us all, because thy holy face to shine upon us, thy children's children.
There's always a message within the music. There's a message within the music. You know when ya?
You're worthy, Jah, you're worthy, Jah. You're worthy to be praised from this time forth and forever and always again. You're worthy, Jah, you're worthy, Jah. You're worthy to be praised from this time forth and forever and always. Sometimes it's hard to get to until my feet can touch the ground. But Jah never fail me yet, him never let me down. Him always dust me off and say, yo, get back up in the ring and try to win a couple rounds. Wipe away your tears and I will wipe away your frowns. You got to do with son, cause there is struggles all around. So carry on my message to the cities and the town. You do this one for me and I will never let you down. You worthy, Jah, you worthy, Jah. You're worthy to be praised from this time forth and forever and always again. You're worthy, Jah, you're worthy, Jah. You're worthy to be praised from this time forth and forever and always. Blessed be the man that walketh not in the counsel of their God, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. For his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law is in the day of the like the trees, my girls, and what the wind is floating new seas. And his leaves all shall some of them unto the great and prosper. And God they are not so, the shaft is to neutrality. For the legality must stand in the judgment, the children of God the Lord knoweth your righteous, no them that shall perish. You worthy,
settings. Overall settings security.
There is no greater joy.
There is no greater joy than to welcome a very warm overall settings welcome to this artist to the platform, the man himself, Junior Toots. Welcome, General. Welcome.
Yeah, man, massive.
Daddy, you see that, people? You see that? That's it there. Father and son, man. Like father, like son. You know what I say? Yeah, man, keeping the legacy alive. Love that, man. Love that, my general. Love that.
Yeah, man, I'm a teacher, you know?
Yeah, man, for real, man. I want to other people teacher too. I want to people inspiration. But, you know, I guess you have one up on everybody else being the offspring. And, you know what I mean? Getting it like, you know, in the water don't need to saturate. You know what I mean? You get it honestly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
man.
it transcends through the music. And you know, I've heard from several sources that, you know, you've been a champion for your dad, not only, you know, in his demise, but also in life. You've been one, you know, of the people who have championed for your father. You know what I mean? You know, just carrying on the legacy, and you know, and I think he smiles wherever he is right now, knowing that his legacy is intact, living through you, brother.
True.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, brother. And I just want to say big respect to the item and all the fans of the overall settings. You know what I mean? For having me. And it's a great pleasure to be here with the item, you know?
Yeah, man. Respect, man. Respect, my general. Respect.
Yeah, you say him get it, and I'm really get it because him sound like him father.
I don't know what that.
Yeah, because it's a mistake, you know, it's a mistake because but my dad is we're born under the same sign, you know, in December. Him is the 8th and me is the 7th, you know. So we're born right next to each other within the fullness, you know. So we have that in common as well as the family. And then so the music and thing like that, you know what I mean? So we have the same genetics. So it's just when I was young, I realized it was just a matter of applying myself and disciplining myself and learning so I could walk, you know, in a musical journey, you know.
Sin.
So he was a great father and a great teacher, and you know, a good friend, you know, and a brother, you know.
And an icon to the world, you know what I say? So, you know what I mean? It's like definitely an added incentive, you know what I mean? Daddy always gonna be your icon, but you know, you have to share him with well heap of people out there. You know what I mean? A few icon as well, you know what I say? You know what I mean? Rest in peace to you know, Bunny, them just bury Bunny Diamond, which were there, and you know, Tabby's funeral did have to be rescheduled because the venue was too small to, you know, house the amount of people that were out, but they're icons in their own right as well. You know what I mean? People who have made a contribution to this business, you know what I mean? So, you know, just want to give them an honorable mention as well. You know what I say?
Absolutely.
Born in Jamaica, obviously. You know what I mean? Don't know if you actually grow with your dad, but tell us a little something about your childhood and, you know, prior to when the music bug started to bite you.
Yeah, that's a very interesting story. but yeah, so my story is that when I was young, my Toots met my mom, and obviously I was young, so I mean they were young. So my mom had me when she was 19, you know. And so Toots was on tour in the States, and my mom was also working and fly out to the States when I was born.
Okay.
So I grew up actually in the mountains with my grandmother and my mom's sister, who raised me in a young age on a farm. My grandfather and my grandmother. So that's who was my primary, you know, caregivers, you know.
Okay.
So at that time, I just find myself on this green grass pastures, and I would take care of my chores, feed chickens, tie out goats, get water from the river, and basically be there for my grandmother when my grandfather was away, you know?
Mm.
And I went with her to church, and you know what I mean, and things like that, you know what I mean. And those days was some good things and positive things on my young, influence in my life when I was young, you know. So when I wasn't doing that, I was laying on the grass and visualizing traveling the world, because I got a coloring book, and in the coloring book it had all the countries of the world and all the people of the world. So I would color in this book, and then I would think about traveling to these places to sing music. And I would look at the clouds as they went by, and every day I would go into the same spot. And then I made a guitar and made a group with my friends from next door and pretended that we were a music group. And those kind of things, you know what I mean? And make noise in the bushes because it's so quiet and you have a lot of space to make noise. So I would develop vocals and just bush communication, different kind of bush language and cow horn communication and thing like that, you know? So that was good for the vocals. And as I grew older, my father would come and we would spend time together, and then he would leave again. And then my mother would come and she would spend time, and then she would leave again. So then one day my dad came and said he wanted me to come and live with him because I was getting older now and he wanted me to spend more time with him, you know?
Mm.
So that was when I was about 11. And then after that, now I live in Kingston for a while. And then my mom said she wanted me to come live with her. And she was in Connecticut. So them filed for me to come live with my mom. My dad filed for me and sent me to my mom and say, all right, your mother wants you and things like that. And so that's how I came to be in the States, from the countryside to learning the countryside and you know, eating from the trees every day and going to the river every day, and then learning about the city life and going to school in town, and then coming to America and learning about America, you know what I mean? So those different stages of life, you know what I mean? So
but the crazy part about that is you knew from the outset that this was the road that you wanted to tread, and even, you know, amidst everything that you just said to us, that's the thing that resonates in my mind. You laying on the grass, thinking about touring the world, you know what I mean, thinking about being on these stages, you know what I mean, you know, not even having a probably not even
oh, I mean, what age did you realize who your dad really was? Like, my dad is this big singer that's touring the world.
Everyone would always tell me that, you know, people love my dad because he was a singer, but I didn't really realize that part of it, mostly because the part of Toots that I know was when he would pick me up from school, or when he would take me to school, he would always stop at the stoplights and people would ask for money and he would always give it to them wherever we went. And I would ask him, you know, and he would say that people are struggling, and you know what I mean? This is why I'm singing, because a lot of people don't have the opportunity that we have, so we have to help as many people as we can. And I would go to the studio with him. When he would wake up early and go to the studio, I would go with him. When he would wake up early and go to exercise on the beach and shadowbox, I would go with him. So, and you know, when he went to the studio, I would go with him. And then one time he had to go to a show, and he said if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah. So he was late. I think I got into some trouble at school, and he ended up having to talk to me before he had to go to the show, but then he realized it was late, so he had to drive to the show. And on the way to the show, we had to run a couple stoplights. So the police on some motorcycles started following us and pulled us over, and then they saw that it was Toots, and they was like, yo. So they escorted us to the show. So when we went to the show was at like Zingfenta or something. It was like a festival show or something. But when we got to the show, my dad only had time to, when he got to the venue, they was introducing him on stage. So he got out the car and just started running to the stairs to go on stage. And I just got out the car and started running behind him. When he went up the stairs, right as you go up the stairs, the stage is right there. So he went right on the stage. So I was right behind him. Then I realized there's a sea of people, and I almost fainted. But I just get frightened.
Wow.
And like, you know what I mean? Like frightened, and then I just back up and go all the way backstage, and was like, wow. So that's when I realized, you know what I mean? And then he just went right on stage. The band was playing. He looked at the drummer, looked at the bass, grabbed the mic, and just smash up the place instantly. Place went off.
Wow.
Because it was some anticipation, because they didn't see him. He wasn't backstage, but the band just knew he was coming, and they started playing, and they introduced him. So it was amazing, and I'll always remember that. And
what age was that for you?
I was probably like maybe 14.
All right, so
13, something like that.
So that leads into my next question. So when you were in the mountains with grandma and dada, you know what I mean? You were laying on the green grass. You had aspirations of doing this very thing that you seen your dad doing. You know what I mean? So at the time when you had these aspirations that actually aligned with what your dad was already doing, did you have even well, obviously you didn't even have a clue of what he was doing at that particular time. Basically, what I'm asking you is, was that the grounds for you to even think in the manner in which you did, or did you develop that concept on your own?
I think it was just childhood imagination, partially, and then partially, I think it was, I have an inborn conception too, because of the music, because of genetics.
Mm-hmm. In the blood. In the blood.
Yeah.
Allow me to tell.
Real talking of a general, yeah, we know exactly what you're talking about, you know, we know exactly.
You understand what me I say, Rasta?
Real talk. It's an inbound concept, and you know that's why I ask you that. You know what I mean? Because you know, here you are up in a mountain, you know what I mean? You didn't really have, you know, dad was back and forth, mom was back and forth, you know what I mean? But you could have had aspirations of being a police officer. You could have had aspirations of being anything, you know what I mean? But that's like you said, it was an inbound concept that was inside of you. You know what I mean? Which leads me to believe that it was destiny.
True, but I didn't see any of that and realize any of that, because you know, it took some time. It actually was when I my dad sent me to learn piano, and but you know, it was a lot going on and adjusting. So it wasn't until I came to the States and was actually left the East Coast, came to California. I was doing some stuff over there, developing my craft. I was dancing on MTV and I was teaching dancing during high school. So I was doing all these things, and then I realized like I didn't want to really be a dancer all my life. So I wanted to develop my craft more so that I could be a artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I was working in the music, and then I was in LA, and the Spirit said to me, the Spirit come to me and said, go and sing and promote love. You understand? Rastafari said to me, he said, we need you to go and sing and promote love. And at the time, it was like the last thing that I wanted to do. And I tried to pretend for a while like that didn't happen. And then, but I was still working on it, because at the time I didn't really feel like I was good enough to really go and sing and promote love. And plus I was like, Jano, we're kind of black, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Call somebody else. You see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah, so, you know what I mean? It was like, it was a life-changing thing that happened in my life, and kind of put me back on the right path, because at that time I was aiming towards just holding my own in the streets. So it was like, and everything was perfect for me at that time with money and everything. You know what I mean? The streets, I was plugged in. So it was like, you know what I mean? I couldn't believe that I was having this kind of feeling. Like I should leave everything and go and sing and promote love. So I didn't tell anybody about it, and I just kind of kept it to myself. And I was like, yo, I'm kind of tripping. Maybe I smoke too much herb. And, you know what I mean? Maybe I get paranoid, you know? So it was like 2 years after that. I got into some things down there, and my life flashed before my eyes. I faced death a lot of times in my life, you know what I mean? Because I'm not afraid. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not fear like that. Because, you know, so St. Mary man, them is different like that. Yard man, them overall. Black man, you know what I mean? But when those know say in my heart, but I have no fear.
Yeah.
Because I have good intentions. I'm always a share and show love, you know what I mean? But that don't mean you're safe.
Yeah.
But just not, I'm no fear of people like that, you know what I mean? And for some reason, the father met me, people kind of take on to me. Even when I was young, people would come to my house and say, yo, talk to us, just tell us anything. And they would just be laughing and just love me. So it was like a mystical vibe. Oh, the Father created me for this mission. And that time now, and then when I had that altercation, I went to talk to the elder, and the elder said, you know what, this thing happened, and it could have been way worse. So don't penetrate the negative thing. Just go forward and do some positive things.
Exactly.
So I've been on the mission ever since then, and just traveling everywhere I can. You know, when I started out, I wanted to sing for the people in South Central, in the ghetto, and everywhere. So I went to the retirement homes, and I sang for all the retirement homes, all the people that I would walk by on the street, drive by. I went back and talked to the people and say, I want to sing for the people. Because most time you see the people and then just kind of look depressed. So I went back, talked to all the people, started singing for the people for free, and things like that, because he's a free person like that. You know what I mean? So, and then I went, link up with the next organization, started singing for the juvenile halls.
Wow.
For all the youth, I mean, the juvenile halls, you know what I mean? So, and then, you know what I mean? I did a lot of things like that, you know what I mean? So I worked with the Ethiopian World Federation. I was in touch with Solomon Wolf while I was down there. So I did a lot of things in the community, you know, because I knew the time was going to come when I would have to leave the community and go and do certain things. And I didn't want to not pay respect to the community and then leave like that. So now, you know what I mean, like I travel all over the world, and you know, I was blessed to travel to Europe with my dad, and actually went to all the countries that I was looking at in the coloring book when I was a child.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
You know, and so it's like the most. I'm blessed to have a father that works so hard and build up himself and represent himself and his family and his country and humanity. So it's a great blessing, and it's a great responsibility for me to, you know, and it's a great blessing for me to have grown up and developed in the way that I am and the man that I am today. So it's a combination of things that make you who you are, and it's also the choices that you make, you know, in life. Every step of the way, you're gonna have choices in life. So you have to choose the right thing. And every every time you have a decision, a choice to make, anything come in your head, an idea, just do the right thing.
Right. Right.
And after a while, you just get accustomed to doing the right thing.
Real talk, you know.
So, you know, and then when I was young, I learned that we're spiritual beings having a physical experience right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was young, I realized that my physical self and physical habits and desires and all these things, I had to take control of them. I actually put my spiritual self in control of my physical self.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everything is kind of more easier when you realize that and don't try to, you know what I mean, fool yourself.
No, you know, sir. Yeah, me tell everybody, say every artist will come over here. We and them kind of up on the same spiritual journey. When we came up, hold on for a second. Give me 2 seconds. Talk to the general real quick, cause something going on with that.
Yeah, my general.
Yes, His Majesty.
We have a little technical difficulty, so we are trying to sort it out, you know? A little slight. Good.
A funny man. Thing that will happen with computer and like machinery from time to time. I'm from people too. Yeah.
Look a bit. Next way. Yeah, for just make that work, man. Yeah, General. So, question to you: being the son of such a icon, I mean, does that open a lot of doors for you, or you feel like say you have to you build your own legacy?
I mean, some people love you because you're family with the legend, and some people probably don't like you because you're family with the legend. But whenever when you get on stage, is a level playing field, you know. So I had to work hard and develop this thing, and also work hard on stage, and also create music that's gonna make people dance, make them think, and also give them a lot of crowd response to involve them. And that's one of the main things why my dad is popular, and because he always include the audience in his performance. You know, the show is not about him, just about him. The show is about him and the audience.
So I'm sure that your dad who he is, you probably want to go real hard. Make you want to go harder.
It in him, man. It in him to do such things. Him not know that way. Him not know
Yeah,
yeah,
because I mean the thing is this: you want to go hard, but you want to go hard with a natural momentum, so that you don't reach up to the top and then fall down. you can just gradually learn along the way and build yourself strong. And that's what I did. And I've been singing for a while now, and people still love my music and love me. And you know what I mean? We don't lose no momentum. Anytime I perform, people constantly call me up and hit me up on Instagram. And I said, well, I love you when you're coming back, God Almighty. And so I don't necessarily sing all of my dad's music. I sing some of it, but I create my music within the same spirit that my dad created his music. You know what I mean? The momentum and bring it in scare and thing like that to make the people them dance, and you know what I mean?
Which is right. So when you just embarked on your musical journey, you know what I mean? I know you said that had implemented some piano lessons. What was your first entry into the music? I mean, was it via performance, or did you start recording right away? And either or, if it was either or, what was your first venue that you remember performing at, or what was your first single that you remember releasing?
Praise Jah was one of the first singles that I released. And then I released a single before that, actually, called Straight on the Rhythm, which is the first musical agreement that I did when I came to California. I said, I got a development agreement, and I released a single. And the single that we had, they entered it into, they had a radio show in Los Angeles at the time, 92 The Beat. And it was a contest called Home Jams. And they entered the single, and the single win. And win some cash money. I think it was like 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah, after that, between me and the producer and everybody, and you know what I mean, we eat a little food, and I said to myself, so well, look like some money can make. I'm say, all right, I'm gonna dig deeper and come up with some songs where we can live on, because that single when we created was a good single, but to me it didn't feel like it could live on through time, you know? So I realized that the legends, Bob Marley and Toots and Jimmy Cliff and Burning Spear and Dennis Brown and all the legends, them man, they sing song that when you play them till this day, them still sound good.
Make I say something.
Exactly. Yeah, timeless music. Real talk.
Rastafari.
Yeah, man. Real talk, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know, like I said, you it came from a very honest place. Like, you know, you being the offspring of someone, like you said something earlier when we did start the reasoning about genetics, you know what I mean? And it's like a little old man look at me and say something to me, big up Mighty from Upper Red Hills, you know what I mean? Sterling Castle to be exact. He's no longer among the living, but him say something resonated in my mind. Him said, can't hide, can't last. And that's a very prolific statement. And it applies to a lot of elements and aspects of life. You know what I mean? And it applies to what we're talking about right now. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know, it's like if something is for you, it can't be for nobody else.
And no matter how him try run from it, can't escape it.
Music is like we always have a style over here where we say you have some people who want to do things, and you have people who are born to do things. And you based on the story where you tell, based on the music where you sing, based on everything where we are here thus far, you are one of those people who are born for the way you do.
I was chosen.
Yeah, man.
Remember you say, you say a thing, boy. When you think, you say, you start things, say you sing some music and loving music, and you have to tell yourself, say, I wonder if I too much weed me a smoke, or but you come to realize that, like you say, you was chosen, you can't run from it, you can't escape it.
My virgin, look at the world today. You understand? Look at the world today, brother. Look at Jamaica. Look at America. Look at this. Every minute the school shootings, every minute mass shooting, every minute war. You know what I mean? So it kind of like every time I think to myself, say, all right, I gotta sit down and relax and chill out a little bit. It reminds me that when we see the things that are happening, it reminds me, say, I need it to go and sing and promote love because somebody have to do it. And Jack called me to do it. So, you know what I mean? Right now we need the crime in Jamaica and around the world. You know, it's a shame and disgrace to the human race.
Exactly.
So, and these things are happening slowly but surely getting worse because when I was young and when you were young, Jamaica was nice. And people, you know, women and children were safe. So the time is changing, and what looks strange to us is normal to the younger youth because when we were young, whatever happened was normal, and you know what I mean. But overall, I think that it's very important now for us as elders and people who know better to do whatever we can for kind of like, you know, because when I was in school, they said we should go to school, graduate, and go and change the world. And it's like, you know, way easier said than done. So, you know, because the situation is what it is right now, I feel that prayer, word is, you know, in the beginning was the word. So the word, like you said to somebody, someone, you know, how you doing, or, you know, give them a compliment or something like that.
Yeah.
Encouragement to the children. Children need encouragement, and we live in a very abusive world. You know, sometimes the parents are disciplining the children, and it get out of hand. People lose their tempers, and then this kind of trend continue. This kind of abusive culture continue. We all go through it, and you know, I mean, if I didn't get a certain amount of discipline, I probably wouldn't be here. No. You know what I mean? So we need discipline, but we need a certain amount of discipline will include more teaching than beating.
Right.
Right? So words are important. So as opposed to beating a child, we should try the approach of talking to the children repetitively until they understand. You know what I mean? And hug them and just love them and show them that love, because once you know love, it's hard to kind of deviate from that.
You said that's why I revert back to my statement about this being a spiritual journey, not only for this platform, but everybody that we've had the privilege to reason with on this platform. I think I told you off the air that, you know, we're not journalists. We have no journalistic background. You know what I mean? This was a calling for us. You know, at the end of the day, you know what I mean, like when a pioneer sets out on a journey, they don't know that they're actually going to be a pioneer. They might just went to get something that, you know, applied to, you know, what was in their interest at a particular time. You know what I mean? And it turned into something altogether different. And hearing you speak, you know, it gives credence to what I've been saying all along pertaining to this platform. We put this platform in place to change the current narrative of what it's being put out there in popular media. You know what I mean? Because it's directly a narrative being pushed. You know what I'm saying? That like you said, through repetitiveness, you know what I mean? And you know, there it's like I can remember being a child here in the States, and the news would come on maybe 3 times a day. You'd have your 6 o'clock news, your 12 o'clock news, and the family used to sit down together eat them dinner and watch the 5 and 6 o'clock news. And they have the 11 o'clock news, but the pitney them they gone a bed by them time there. Now you have 24-hour news stations that have to have things that are gonna keep people watching. If you get what I say. You know what I mean? So it's like when you said a while ago, you don't know how profound of a statement that was. Like you don't have to lay hands on a child. The same method that they use to invoke a certain narrative or push a certain narrative
But
is the same philosophy.
But you always have a saying where you're saying of words are powerful.
Yeah.
Words are very
Brother,
powerful.
why you think like a lot of times, you hear a song and the very first time you hear the song, you don't like the song. But through the machine with the back of the song and you hear it on the radio station 4, 5, 6 times for the day, you find yourself all sing the song. You know what I mean? Or you get fit like the song. You know what I mean? Because they might promote it and in a way where, you have to like the song. So that the key to Wim just said a while ago is repetitiveness. Sometimes parents are overwhelmed or them get tired or me can't bother. You know what I say? You know what I mean? But you have to continuously try to drive your point home is basically where me I get from with the general I say. And what better way than to relay that relay that message through music.
Yeah, see my youth them now.
Wow. 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 Who them man? Who them man? Jaja.
Yeah, you them.
Yeah, man. I have my big son Clay. I have Israel, and me. And I have Emmanuel. And I have my daughter Mayana. And I have my last son Mustafa.
So how much of them are following in your footstep?
The first 3.
Wow.
Wow. So yeah, man. Yeah, I do them too. So I have a song with my son. Because as important right now for us as fathers to help our sons, help our daughters in however we can. So my son is doing the rap thing. They're young and it's a different generation, but I took the time and we worked on a single and it's called Save the World. So
wow. I think you'd send me that song there.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it, but yeah, I did that song called Save the World and everybody love it everywhere. And so I make it a point to work with my son and my family and my children. We have family time and we have music time and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's very important to help your children them in a real way as a father and do what they can to uplift them. Because life is so ups and downs sometimes, you know what I mean? But we have to make time to deal with these things because when they were young, I took them to the studio, just like my dad took me to the studio. And over time, it just grew up into them.
Which is right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, so they you know what I mean?
Which is right.
So just like you carrying on your dad's legacy, they will carry on your legacy.
Yeah, boy, not tell her.
And I'm sure you feel a joy within yourself. But no say, my kids and my kids can do some music together and them will carry on and you push them forward.
Brother, third generation.
I tell you must feel a joy within yourself, man.
Third generation.
True, man. True, it's a joy because I feel very proud of my youth them. And you know what I mean, I'm proud of them because it's not easy, but also I'm glad them take up certain things because it keep them out of the streets, it keep them, focused on something, trying to figure out the music rather than getting caught up into what's going on in the street, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I always remind them constantly, stay out of the confusion, stay out of the street and things like that. So them work on their music and them go to school, and so it's a blessing, you know what I mean? And anytime I pray for them too, you know what I mean? I just pray for myself. I have to pray for myself, pray for them, and then pray for myself, you know?
Have to.
Yeah, because them need that too, you know, them need that too. Somewhere you have to have somebody I pray for you in this time right now, because it's serious time, so.
Which is right.
You know what I mean?
Which is right.
And we can't forget for prayer, because if we do that, anything can happen after that.
Yeah, man, for real. I mean, I just lost my grandmom. God bless her, sure. She lived to be 101, and
condolences, man.
That lady pray for us every day. So let me tell her, say prayer don't work. Come here, tell her, say, and she call everybody naming of the family when she have pray. So like I said, you pray for yourself and you pray for your youth them.
I think
True, Lord.
I think I found the song in my general.
Yeah.
Let me see what I go on. So.
Overall settings, the podcast that differs.
Junior Toots and Clay Raw in the building. Generation. This is for all the youth them.
Overall settings, the podcast that differs.
Every day I smoke trees, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah.
Yo.
In the heart like now and save the world. Every day I smoke cheese, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah, cause you gave me the powers. Sail away in the heart like now and save the world.
They said Clay Raw on that soup again. Blowing on that sticky green. Got me feeling like I'm Superman. Don't take my spot, okay, we'll do it then. Took a look up in the mirror. Gotta face it, boy, cause you the man.
Junior Toots and Clay Raw in the building from generation to generation. This is for all the youth them.
Every day I smoke trees, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah, cause you gave me the powers. Sail away in the heart like now and save the world. Every day I smoke trees, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah, cause you gave me the powers. Sail away in the heart like now and save the world.
They said Clay Raw on that soup again. Blowing on that sticky green. Got me feeling like I'm Superman. Don't take my spot, okay, we'll do it then. Took a look up in the mirror. Gotta face it, boy, cause you the man. So don't procrastinate, just do it, man. Selassie showed me how to live, and ever since don't hang with hooligans. You know all a youngin' do is win. And my answer never changed. If you gon' ask, say I'm the truth again.
Father and son.
Junior Toots and Clay Raw in the building from generation to generation. This is for all the youth them.
You know, sir, we look for Junior Toots and I say, yo, Junior Toots, how it feel if you can transcend from one generation to the next, cause third generation this. And you know what I'm looking for, we are telling we say,
there is no greater joy. There is no greater joy.
Father
There
and
is no
son.
greater joy. Overall settings, the podcast that differs.
I smoke trees, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah, cause you gave me the powers. Sail away in the heart like now and save the world. Every day I smoke trees, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah, cause you gave me the powers. Sail away in the heart like now and save the world.
They said Clay Raw on that soup again. Blowing on that sticky green. Got me feeling like I'm Superman. Don't take my spot, okay, we'll do it then. Took a look up in the mirror. Gotta face it, boy, cause you the man. Said don't procrastinate, just do it, man. Selassie showed me how to live, and ever since don't hang with hooligans. You know all a youngin' do is win. And my answer never changed. If you gon' ask, say I'm the truth again. Because I'm really more about a profit. Remember times when I was blind, just living life, so now I'm steady watching. As you said, I'm the hottest topic. Meditation on something that I had changed so I could live without it. As you said, I'm the hottest topic. Remember times when I was blind, just living life, so now I'm steady watching. Why I said I'm all about a profit. Meditation on some things that I had changed so I could live without it. So I see
Every day I smoke trees, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah, cause you gave me the powers. Sail away, not the ark like Noah, and save the world. Every day I smoke trees, every day I smoke flowers. Thank you, Jah, cause you gave me the powers. Sail away, not the ark like Noah, and save the world. I got to keep the fires them blazing. Every day I get up, me have to praise him. Give thanks to life, oh Jah, cause your love is so amazing. I love to cook my food like Alice. Got to take walks in the forest. Love to sit up with my empress in the palace. Righteousness totalis. Oh Jah, be my strength and my shield. And protect us from the enemies round at my heel. In a desolate times, it's hard to find meal. So I got to keep my shoulders to the wheel. And remember Rastafari bust the sail. Winter rise upon the winds and look them in them face. Straighten out the wicked, put them in them place. Purge out corruption from the human race. Then and only then I take my rightful place. Wow, wow, wow. Every day I smoke trees, every day I smoke. Ram. Try don't make a sound. Better try not touch the ground now. Better run where the balls, cause where the dog will come. And when the dog come, don't please the dog
Vice Courtesy Junior Toots. Well, it's a real awesome song here. Big up Bass Player in our room. Big up Councilor King. Big up Tuna Carter. Big up everybody with up on the live right now. Yeah.
Better run where the balls, cause where the dog will come. And when the dog come, don't please the tumble down. When you say the dog don't talk, if the might worry about who's on the road of my town. We must be run out of town. When the big dog finds one, you must try to make a sound. You must try to dust around now. Majesty, and big up to my friends and family.
Junior Toots.
In the country, holy, we love the
Rastafari. Make I say something.
Once upon a time. Better try not make a sound. Better try not touch the ground now.
Vice Courtesy Junior Toots. Yeah.
Better run where the balls, cause where the dog will come. And when the dog come, don't please the tumble down. When you say the dog don't talk, it would have bite before it bound. Who's on the road of my town? We must be run out of town. When the big dog finds one, you must try to make a sound. You must try to dust around now. Once upon a time, not so long ago, birds and bees, the flowers and the trees, the bees and the wasps, they used to go to school, but after the first semester, the wasps start to act a fool. Greetings in the name of the King of Kings. Love is all thing, give thanks to life and all the joy it brings. Oh, hey Lord, have mercy on us all.
And watch off our footsteps so we do not fall. Put all my hope and all my trust in a jar. Coming up. Greetings in the name of the King of Kings. Lord, bring Him thanks for life and all the joy it brings. Oh, Lord, have mercy on us all. And watch off our footsteps so we do not fall. Put all my hope and all my trust in a jar. So me not fear my friend, them not no stranger. He took me from a baby from the manger. Guide and protect me through all the danger. So me give thanks to life from the head creator. Emperor Selassie, a rightful ruler. A perfect example of how we should live. But not vexation and envy and greed. Whenever obstacles and traps coming my way, I call on Jah. Then I start to pray, and this is what he says. He said, don't feel no way. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. From the crown of my head onto the sole of my perfect things. From us over air, lubricated to you over there, to let you know that we love you and we care. Skid little Bible day. Physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this human video. Physically, spiritually, we are mentally strong. Only the fittest of the fittest shall survive in this human Gideon. In a time like this.
Overall setting security. Overall settings.
People, right now we're here with Junior Toots, yeah. We're there with Junior Toots right now. And people, you know, so we reach a part of that show where no artist don't escape. No artist don't escape.
What a man, bad man.
No, man, bad as in good.
Yeah.
Good as in great.
Yo.
Yeah, man.
You get it, you know. You really get it, you know.
The man get it honestly. Him get it honestly. He get it honestly. Where I mean the place I open up back, you know. You know what I mean? Where can the people find Junior Toots on social media?
We have my one website, juniortoots.com.
Mm-hmm.
Junior Toots, JUNIORTOOTS, juniortoots.com. And you can find Junior Toots on Facebook, Junior Toots, Instagram, Junior Toots, TikTok, Junior Toots, Google, you know what I mean? So, they're on Spotify and the thing out there, you know?
Basically, and for you say Junior, for you Google it, you know, you'll find it.
Oh, you mean, man?
You know what I mean? Because he's tied in, he's affiliated, he's a made man. All right?
Yeah. The song, you can find some of this music we're playing on Bandcamp, Junior Toots on Bandcamp. You can download the album, support the artist, you know what I mean?
Cool.
That can work.
Exactly.
I got 2 shows coming up, 2 festivals coming up. We just did a show in Bakersfield, California. We have another festival coming up, a festival up in Oroville, California called Arambe Music Festival. I'm going to be on that festival with Culture Knox, Ikula, Anthony B, Don Carlos, Kavacha, Honeybee, and many more. So it's going to be a great event on June 18th in Oroville, California, the Arambe Music Festival. And I'm currently booking festivals and gigs, like I said. The place is opening up, and we have work to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, definitely. Anybody you want to shout out there right now?
Yeah, I want to shout out everybody right now. Every single person in the world right now need to get some love from Junior Toots. See them, I send it out. And when you get the love, send it out to some people who need it. Because here I know. Yeah, we also have the Kind Bud Festival coming up on July 9th in a humble county. So I want to send out love to everyone, kind words and love and things like that. Right now, I'm in touch with a lot of DJs in Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa. And, you know what I mean, I'm promoting the music out in Africa because when things shut down in Babylon, I realize you need to put more energy into the music and get it into the continent. So over the COVID time, that's what I was working on. That's what I'm working on now. And it's a great opportunity to promote music in Africa to all kinds of new fans that don't really know me. You know what I mean? So it's been great to promote my music in Africa. Big respect to everyone in my virgin Rafa in Uganda, Big Zoli in Ghana, DJ Zoli, Big Zoli in Gambia, and Rose in Gambia, and Big Zoli in Ghana. I tell you, brother, so much man in Africa be a liquid right now, be a big something about them here, but we're so happy to be doing it because we showing love at home and abroad. You see, we are promote love in California. We love California people. I want to send my love out to California people because them treat me so good. I want to send respect to all the reggae fans around the world, all my dad's fans. I want to send respect to Jamaica, all the people in Jamaica. Right now, we just need to band together and say some good prayers and talk to the youth them so that we can, you know what I mean, adjust the future to a more, you know what I mean, positive vibe because
real talk.
The Lord give it and the Lord take it away, you know what I'm saying? And don't forget the Almighty give you your senses. So now the more people start leave out God and the more them start to lose their senses. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I have to pray for them, pray for Uno, pray for we. And we're sending out love to the victim of the Ukraine war. We're sending out prayers for the people in Russia. And we pray that the dictatorship calm down. And we pray for all the war them in the Middle East. And,
yeah, man, more send out my condolences to the people them in the upstate, New York, Buffalo, New York. 11 people lost their life to a mass shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, for real, God, it's like, it's not right now. Is a negative force. It's always been there, but you see, when the children are that you that did that killing and everyone that's doing these shootings, they need love. They're crying out for love. It's a cry for love. When a child does something like that, it's a cry for love. Yeah. And them things that can be prevented if these children are loved. Exactly. And you pay attention to them, you know what I mean? So big respect to my management, to La Carter, and to everyone who ever helped me in life. My teacher, them, my grandmother, my mother down a yard, my cousin them, my auntie them, my uncle them, and the King of Kings salute to the eye them. You understand? On the settings.
Same to you, my general. And
King of Kings salute. And Africa is the future, you see it? So, and righteousness is the future, right? Because we used to say the children are the future, but if the children them get evil, them cannot be the future because we don't want an evil future. Remember that. So right now, righteousness is the future. Until the children, we can heal up the children them, and then we know say right the children are the future. But them can't be the future if they're not right.
Exactly.
So we have to make sure we get them right now. That is the responsibility of everyone to make sure we get things right so we can set the future right and the future bright. Other than that, it will be war upon war and peer judgment in Babylon.
And your music right now, definitely. What we need, step on the right path to that.
Yes, brother.
So, Sweet and Dandy is a song. I don't know if it's exact same rendition of the song that your father did before you. I feel like we can end it on the note there. You know what I mean? But remember, the world may know you as Junior Toots, but from you come over here, brother, you becomes one of our conglomerates. So we will refer to you from now on as Junior Toots Settings. You know what I say? That means we take on your cars, you know what I mean? And hopefully you will do the same and we will just keep the fire blazing, you know what I mean? And keep the blessings in rotation. You know what I say?
Thanks, brother. Yeah, man. You play Love the Herbs, but you pull it up. You still have that song there, car. Now I'm gonna roll out a split for that song there, you know, God.
It's like how you mentioned him, father. I have a question more to ask.
Yeah.
Your dad did a song with Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to meet Willie?
Yes, man.
One of my
Yes.
but you meet him personally.
Yeah, man. It's a very good brother, man. Full of love.
Full of love. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that song with your father and Willie. Would you
Yeah,
ever
man.
consider doing a combo with him?
Of course. I just did a song with an artist called GRW from Tennessee, Nashville. The song is called Heart of the City. So look up the song with Junior Toots and GRW and Junior Toots called Heart of the City. It's the latest single I've did the videos on YouTube and it just released a couple of days ago. So definitely check it out. Big respect to GRW and Lisa out in Nashville. And you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I would work with any artist. You know what I mean? It's like that's a part of the journey is to be able to work with other artists and share music, you know. So yeah, I definitely would work with Willie Nelson or anyone else in the music, you know. Good musician.
But I can't see. Sun of the moon of the smile on your face, it's just love.
Overall sentence. The podcast is different.
Lost all the love. Lost all the love. I can't see in this tree. Take a walk in the street. Clear my head, but I can't see. Sun of the moon of the smile on your face, it's just love. In the heart of the city, no stars above.
Don't got no love and no protection.
Oh no! All these souls in the fire, feel that flame. Getting high, it's hard enough to get on by. With the hole in the sky and the heat of the night is for love. In the heart of the city, no stars above. Yeah.
You are the heart of the city and the heart of town. Babylon system is falling down. Tears from my eyes as I look around, but I cannot let it get me down, cause the clock is ticking.
People do remember to check out Junior Toots on him Instagram, on him all I'm social media. Download him on all of the social media platform them. You can come over here. Remember say this particular reasoning are gonna be a part-time archive, a part-time legacy, so it could be here forever. It also will be available on 12 different other platforms, Google Podcasts, iTunes podcast, the whole of them. You know what I say? Radio Public, you know what I mean? So people do remember, you know what I mean? Link up on the other side, we have King Tapper, you know what I mean? We were late, so we had to appease, you know, Junior Toots for being, you know, so welcoming to the fact that,
yeah, man.
You know what I say? So we kind of did have to go over in our next month time, but at the end of the day, we have to make it work. You know what I mean? Them can't stop just sun from shine. You know what I say? So the people them for us know say yeah.
And the reason it did well worth it and well nice.
I mean if it well worth it, me say the man, yeah, brother, you
I respect that.
Your father smile down upon you, my general.
Yeah, man, I'm the right with you, man. Because you can't hear me now. You can't hear me now. I'm not the mystics.
Yeah, man, real talk, man. Real talk, man. Me not lie, my general. So, people, we're going to end it on a note here. But big up Junior Toots. Remember, subscribe
Him
to...
not do him double plate yet.
You see, a be a things are going on with, you know. We reach a part in our show when no artists don't escape. We need a live overall settings dub played from Junior Toots. Right now, anyone of your bad sang them, all they have to do is just call out overall settings tonight.
Overall settings, you don't know already. I saw the thing set. You see me, I say. Somebody say, whoa. Me hear no brother.
Yeah, boy. Boy.
Oh, yo.
Well, yo.
Oh, yo, go.
Well, you go.
Overall settings.
Overall settings, Junior Toots. Big up on yourself. We love on every time. You see me, I say, massive on the crew.
Man, that massive respect in him, general. We link up on the side. And the world knows him as Junior Toots, but we know him as what? Junior Toots.
Settings.
I say it, our commercial and I think we feel like. Sweet and dirty, sweet and dirty,
in a room of cry. Mama says she must wipe her eye. Papa says she mustn't fool. It's like she never been to school at all. It is no wonder. It's a perfect wonder. While they were dancing in the ballroom last night, dancing in sweet and dirty, dancing sweet and dirty way. The sweet and dirty.
Mama says she must wipe her eye. Papa says she mustn't fool. It's like she never been to school at all. It is no wonder. It's a perfect wonder. While they were dancing, overall settings.
Yeah, make we hear I think we fit in it with the general, you know. Make we end it with the general.
Yeah, man.
The general himself. Salute to the Junior Toots.
Big up to the general. Teacher. Wow. Mama says she must wipe her eye. Papa says she mustn't fool. It's like she never been to school at all. It is no wonder.
It's a perfect wonder. While they were dancing in that ballroom last night. Hey.
Junior Toots, big up yourself in the general. People stay tuned for King Chopper. Yeah, them don't know how it go already. We should could have stayed here so whole night. But they don't know how it go. We're feeling artists up top. Bless. That's how you have it, people. If you have not subscribed, just press the little red subscribe button. And you can check out the one of the content over here. You know what I mean?
What a reasoning, man.
Link in for the other side. Link in for the other side for King Tapper. Bless up on yourself.